Hello and a warm welcome to Federal special program Capital Beat. 45 days journey of the Mahakumbh at Prayagraj has begun today with the Magh Purnima Snan, or the holy dip as you call it. Tomorrow is the Makar Sankranti day. The first Shahi Snan takes place where crores and crores of people are expected to take the holy dip in the river Ganga. But apart from the religious significance, there is a huge political significance attached to the Mahakumbh. Uh, you walk across the Kumbh area, and every 5 minutes you will find a poster of Yogi Adityanath and Prime Minister Modi. And as far as Allahabad or Prayagraj, as what it's called now, if you look at the city, the entire city is has been put up with posters and banners of Yogi Adityanath and Prime Minister Modi. So the big question is that if it is a religious event, why is there this kind of a political positioning? And more than Prime Minister Modi, it seems, and what the report suggests, that Yogi Adityanath is trying to project himself as the big leader. He's trying to rebrand his image internationally as well through Mahakumbh. So he's using Mahakumbh as some kind of a launching pad to evolve beyond Uttar Pradesh through Mahakumbh. So we'll try and seek answers to all these points. Joining me now is Shivaraman Balasubramaniam, who's our colleague based in Allahabad. He's covering for the Federal. Thank you so much for joining, Mr. Shivaraman. We have Sunita Aron, who's the consulting editor and author of HT Hindustan Times Lucknow. Thank you so much, Sunita ji, for joining. And I'll begin with Shivaraman. What are the reports saying? You've been across the city. What do you really feel that is Mahakumbh being used politically by Yogi Adityanath?
Yeah, it is very clear. This is not only a government supported religious event or government backed religious event. It is not even a government sponsored religious event. It is government organized religious event. Secular government, supposedly secular government, doing this is a bit of an anachronism. Still, government is going all out, spending 7,000 crores and more rather. Totally, it might come to around 10,000 crores if you include the expenditures by all other central ministries and all. And this is first this thing that it is a political organizing show more than a religious this thing. Secondly, uh, what brings it out starkly is the kind of hype. I mean, first they started saying that 40 crore people will attend, and then they increased it to 45 crore. And these days, the local media and Hindi media, these BJP leaders, Yogis, when they're saying that 50 crore people will attend. I mean, nearly 40% of the Indian population, or every other or every third Indian, will be there in Prayagraj. Means, I mean, some channels are senselessly repeating the whole thing, and nobody is questioning this. I mean, no credible voice has so far questioned this kind of thing. And um, thirdly, there is a massive propaganda. Um, they have sort of compelled art students in Allahabad University and Benares Hindu University. Under compulsion, they were made to draw. I mean, all the walls, I mean, even private walls, they have been painted with the images of Hindu saints and Hindu religious ceremonies, photos of ceremonies, and all those things. And this kind of uh, 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 massive propaganda, this thing, that also shows this is a political kind of thing. And what
Okay.
is the political backdrop? In my opinion, personal opinion, I think Yogi's position was a bit uh, uh, shaky within the Sangh Parivar, within BJP, and he wants to strengthen his position. I mean, earlier there were strong rumors that after parliament elections, Yogi might go. very strong speculation was there, and now Yogi Paras wants to strengthen his position vis-a-vis Modi, Amit Shah combined, and he RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat also once avoided meeting him. So whether he has RSS blessings or not, that is also not clear. That is in doubt. So because of all these things, he wants to emerge as the supreme prime leader of
More
Hindutva platform.
clarification. One more clarification, Shivraman, since you are based in Allahabad. Is there truth to the fact that the word Shahi Snan, which was being used so far, that has been converted to Amrit Snan? This is what few reports are saying, and some tweets which have started saying that Snan now will be called the Amrit Snan. What are your sources telling you? Have they
Yeah,
changed?
that is clear. I mean, he himself, Divya Bhavya Kum and Amrit Snan, Yogi himself was saying in his speeches.
All right.
So, no, so so this Hindu imagery, the Hindu discourse, Hindu language, all these things are being invoked. So a politician doing this is clearly with a political design only.
Sharad Pradhan has also joined us, veteran journalist, political commentator, and author. Thank you so much, Sharadji, for joining. I'll come to you now. That do you feel that Yogi, more than Prime Minister Modi, is trying to overshoot himself through this event called Mahakumbh, through the 45 days period where a lot of international media will be coming in, and he's trying to build an international image for himself? Or, in other words, if I may say, he's trying to rebrand himself before the international audience through Mahakumbh. Is that what you also see?
You said it. You hit the nail on the head because Yogi's objective behind the organization of the Kumbh Mela, I see nothing wrong in the government doing it because this is how it has been going on for ages, and even before the Indian government, the Indian India got independence, the British government used to provide the resources, the financial resources. So that apart, yes, the money it's a whopping sum of 7,000 crores, 7,500 crores, which of course I mean, a rich state like UP can very easily afford on these kind of things. But I mean, that of course it is for the public because it is the common man who has a lot of faith in this activity, in this religious activity. So I see nothing wrong with that. But using it for political purpose is what Yogi has been doing from day one, even before the Kumbh took off today. How the kind of hype that he's trying to give. First of all, his whole objective seems to be to give the impression as if no Kumbh was held earlier and no Kumbh is better than him. So even the last one, he mentions about the last one because he happened to be the chief minister at that time. But let me tell you, I have covered 7 Kumbh Melas as a journalist, and every Kumbh Mela is definitely uh, ahead of what the previous one was. It is very natural. Time has changed. The kind of money that is provided has changed. Technology has changed. Resources have changed. So it does make a difference. But the manner in which he's trying to give it a hype and adding to that, he injects the his Hindutva into it. You saw how this was done very systematically, and I think it's a part of some deep rooted conspiracy where one Maulana, an unknown innocuous fellow sitting from nobody knows what he is, what his organization is, AIMJ, nobody knows that, and that fellow, some Shahabuddin Rizvi, only whose name we saw for the first time on television channels, he gave this illogical statement that the land belongs, without baseless statement, that the land belongs to Waqf. I think it was done by design. I'm sure RSS and BJP had something to do with that. You can these days it's not difficult to pay money to a Maulana or a Pandit to say any nonsense that you want to be said, so that you instantly react to it, which is what being done. So this is all orchestrated, and that is how they are trying to bring. First you create an issue, and then take advantage of it. And now Yogi Adityanath has been going to town a day in and out, and so is the RSS people. That look here, we won't allow Waqf land, Waqf people to do this, and Muslim, as if one stupid Maulana, I'll call him a stupid Maulana, unknown Maulana, nothing to do with, I don't think he has anything to do with Islamic religious order either. And that fellow says some nonsense. You instantly react to it so that you can create a false, you can create a campaign against Muslims, as if to say that one Maulana is representative of the Muslims. So this is all being done by design. That is why I say that they are using the Kumbh Mela. Then other things, the way they started this campaign, I'm sure that was also orchestrated. Some people raised this issue that Muslims should not be allowed in that. They can create trouble. So then now shops, I'm told that a lot of shops are, Muslims are being denied to set up shops there. This is no official order. This is being done unofficially. I'm not sure. Mr. Zarab Sivaraman would ought to be knowing whether this is true or not, because he's there on ground zero. Then the kind of campaign, the publicity campaign that is on, it has a clear-cut, blatant political flavor. To everything that is being done is to show that, look here, this is what is being done, and it is being done by Yogi Adityanath. You see n number of stories in all the newspapers, even something being done by the chief minister in a routine manner gets the banner on the front page. So media, of course, the Godi media, as it's rightly called, is lapping it up and giving it a push. I found one. I'm slightly taking. Pardon me for digressing, but there's one popular, very famous English national TV news channel whose anchor is also very well known. He was busy talking about it. He couldn't even pronounce the word waqf. He was saying waqf land, waqf land. Somebody from your Delhi. So, but they're just lapping up the story which the government wants to put. And as Mr. Sivanman rightly pointed out, a lot of it is being done only to be one up on Modi and Amit Shah. Because there is a conflict between Delhi and Lucknow, and there is a design to shift this man here from here. So he is moving heaven and earth to see that nobody dislodges him, and he wants to prove that he is a bigger Hindu icon than anybody else. And Kumbh Mela has come in handy for him to achieve a success story on this issue.
Right. What you just pointed out about Muslims being denied shops, Shivraman, I'll quickly take a clarification from you. What are your reports saying? And then I'll come to Sunita ji. Do you think Muslims have been denied shops in the Kumbh Mela area? Yes, Shivraman.
Two things. Even one police order, I mean, Pradhanji is correct. He pointed to correctly. And first, I just went out to buy 1 kg of chicken, and that butcher said chicken, mutton, all now not available. It won't be available for 1 month. Why? Because police people, officials came and threatened us. We should not open the shop. This is one thing. And secondly, sometime earlier, there was a campaign that name board should be displayed, name should be displayed and all to identify Muslim shops. No, that way, within that Kumbh area, that 4,500 hectares, that area, many hawkers are also selling, and there is a fear. Already there is a whisper campaign that Muslims would be attacked, they would not be allowed and all that. And so Muslim traders, they refrain from setting up shops there, and Muslim hawkers, they sell outside the area only. They don't go near the Sangam area. Anywhere, one problem is virtually it is like an occupied area. After Balsan Chauraha, the approach road to Sangam from the downtown area, that is totally under police control. Nobody can go. I mean, even vehicles and all, they all check. All the vehicles, even two-wheelers, people, they are all checked and then allowed.
Okay. I'll
so
interrupt you.
Shopkeepers cannot take their wares and display there.
Right. All right. So
what is your name? Muslim shopkeepers are threatened.
Right. I'll
So that's
interrupt you here. I'll interrupt you here because a lot of people coming in there, security also is a huge
Yeah.
issue. So maybe that is what the reason for the heavy police presence is. But coming back to our political discussion on Mahakumbh, Sunita ji, what do you feel is the real political significance of the Mahakumbh for Yogi Adityanath? Is he trying to overshoot himself much more than Prime Minister Modi? What Sharaji just pointed out that there is a conflict, a seemingly big conflict between Delhi and Lucknow, and this is what is coming out more visibly in Mahakumbh. And Yogi is all about to project himself and rebrand himself internationally.
Well, Neelu, I personally feel that he's trying to build his Hindu image in the public, because at the end of the day, he's the person who can even, challenge BJP. He can challenge RSS. He's not the one. He'll go back to the mutt and trouble them. So it's something which he's trying to do, that I'm a bigger Hindu leader than Modi and RSS Bhagwat. This is very clear, because even after a symbolic step taken by the Prime Minister when he sent a chadar to Ajmer Sharif, and also Bhagwat telling people not to look for mandirs, under every mosque. He has been making very, very provocative statements, and he said that there are certain issues that need surgery, and we are going to do that. And there have been a lot of announcements on Waqf and Muslims. Now, I'm rather surprised that Muslims can't attend and tourists, international tourists, can. There can't be a bigger Sanatani, how can you, just because a foreign tourist is wearing a saffron doesn't convert him into a Sanatani. They eat
Absolutely.
non-veg, they eat everything. So it's a very divisive politics. He is anti-Muslim, so he ensures that their economic backbone he tries to break every time wherever they can make some money. So this is also an effort, because the Muslims go there, put up their shops, poor people, they make some money. So that's another thing. However, now I'm just waiting. I think Mr. Balasubramaniam may be knowing. I'm hearing that the VHP and the Akhada Parishad, they are going to pass certain resolutions, which they always do. And certain resolutions will be worded very carefully, but will support his opinion as well as him. So how they are going to do it, that we have to see, because earlier also Khada Parishad had passed resolutions in favor of Ram Mandir. Bhagwat has said that RSS is not supporting Kashi and Mathura. Let's see what the VHP and Akhada Parishad says. Then they might demand Sanatan vote, which is something very, very. I think some posters have also been put up that they want a Sanatan board. And what has happened is that the government used to finance, they used to fund. If I remember correctly, during Akhilesh's time, I think the chief secretary was a Muslim and the minister Muhammad Azam Khan was also a Muslim. But the Kumbh happened well. We did not find any controversies at that time. But the chief minister or the ministers never used to lead it from front. Right now, he's one of them, wearing a saffron. He's going around meeting every sadhu and saint, trying to keep them happy, has funded their camps and everything. So he's going, a chief minister can go one day and take his dubki for all the sins they commit. But he's leading from the front. His posters, as you said, are there. And VHP resolutions and Akhada Parishad
And you
resolutions.
also feel, Sunita ji, and you also feel that he's trying to outdo Modi as far as Kumbh preparations and Kumbh as an event is concerned.
It is a well, it's a state event, but Modi has, he's trying to replicate the Kashi aura, or the Ram Mandir aura that the Prime
Ram Mandir,
Minister had at
yes.
that time, the way
Hmm.
he walked and the pictures, if you see the red carpet and all that, he's trying to repeat that. But, this is his baby. He's the
Hmm.
chief minister. He will remain. Maybe the prime minister may not come or may come. Daily elections are there. And the government of India has already provided funds for it, and there was enough publicity about it. So I think definitely, you see, if it is a fight, people say that RSS, if they can't convince you, there is a line that is used for RSS. If you can't, they believe in, if you can't convince people, you confuse them. So if he's doing all this with consent of Bhagavad and RSS, it's a different thing. They're building his Hindutva image. And what we read or we listen to a lot of programs, podcast and all, people projecting him as the next PM. So they are moving in that direction. That's fine. But I personally feel that if there is any move to challenge him, to remove him, he's only trying to make it difficult for them. Now they'll have to think several times before they remove him, because he has become big. He has become big, at least in newspapers or in media, and even in public, the hardliners, especially the hardliners. It's not only the hardliners. I see so many people from Bombay and other places planning to come to Kumbh to take a dip. They're not coming for Yogi, but they're coming for Ganga and all that. So he's making things difficult for the BJP RSS leadership if they have any plans of removing him.
So, Sharaji, to you that does it look like a sterling comeback of Yogi Adityanath, given the fact that how miserably BJP performed during the Lok Sabha elections, and after that he began with his brazen Hindu card, Behrait, Sambal, and now Mahakumbh. Would you say that this is a sterling comeback for Yogi Adityanath, where he's using Mahakumbh as a launching pad?
I would say that is a sterling opportunity for him to stage a comeback. It is too early to say that he's staged a comeback, but he's moving, going hammer and tongs on those lines. And what Sunita pointed out, his whole mission is also directed. What he has not liked about the Kumbh that happened during Akhlesh's period was that it was a very successful Kumbh, and that too headed by Azam Khan, whom he hates. So and more because he happens to have that name Azam Khan. So he can't digest the fact that Akhilesh could conduct the same. He doesn't realize. All he has been saying is, earlier Kumbhs there used to be stamping. Earlier Kumbhs there used to be filth. As if to say that everybody else is blind. Nobody has seen it. I've seen it with my own eyes. Yes, it's a different matter that you are spending 7,500 crores, and a lot of this is being spent on contractors. Even the dustbins is a huge multi-billion project there. Even dustbins. So it's a huge amount of money that is going in. True. But Yogi Adityanath, all said and done, is trying to take advantage of everything, and every day he repeats this thing, because his idea is to repeat the same thing again and again, because as the story goes, you utter 100 lies, the 100 times people start believing it to be true. So people generally, everywhere I am getting calls, messages, mails from all across the world. People saying, "Oh, this time the Kumbh is very special." I said it is special because the configuration of the stars matches what happened 144 years ago. So that is why it is special. It's not special for any other reason. And this story of 45 crores, as Mr. Shivarman pointed out, is very significant. There are two reasons behind inflating the figures. One is to make money, because the more you show numbers, you get funding. And 45 crores is just utter nonsense, because according to the government's own estimates, there are 45 crore families in this country. So is he trying to say that every family is being represented, and out of this 45 crores, there are more than 20 crore people belonging to other religions, including Muslims. So you are expecting, so this is a hype that is being given largely to show that, look here, nobody else ever did it before.
Right.
They are repeatedly showing the 1954 Kumbh on various social media sites, to show that in 1954, Nehru, and the emphasis is Nehru went there and there was a stampede. After that, how many kumbhs have gone off so successfully? Nobody talks about it. Now this new business of all this show is being done. Now flower petals are being showered, are going to be showered on the Shahi Snan days. Now Shahi Snan word, you are right. They are trying to change it. Yogi Adityanath loves to change names. That is one of his USPs. He has changed a lot of names everywhere, including Allahabad, which is now Prayagraj. Prayag was always there. Prayag was never shut by the Muslim rulers. Prayag remained a town on the banks of the Sangam. That was always Prayag. And Prayag means confluence. But this fellow, they changed it. So they are trying to build this and use every bit of it to his political advantage, because right now he's desperate to retain his position. And at the same time, as what you pointed out in the beginning, that he's also trying to cast himself in a new mold before the international media. So far, his profile his profile is limited to Hindi speaking states, Uttar Pradesh and Hindi speaking state. So he is trying to use this to build a larger profile so that he can compete with Modi. He can't match Modi's profile. Simple as that.
Right.
Whether one likes it or not. But so this is an occasion for him before the international media. And what the advantage that he has, he wears the saffron. That's his self-acquired position, and so self-acquired robe. So that advantage he always gets.
Right. But Shivraman, is it true that Yogi Adityanath, being a saint himself, saffron robed, as Sharadji was pointing out, he has his own camp like other Babas as well? Does he have his own shivir, the own camp where he's supposed to be camping over there?
Yeah, you were referring to Akhada Parishads. Earlier, Akhada Parishads were somewhat polarized. Some Akhada Parishads were anti-yogi and some were pro-yogi. Now, the anti-yogi Parishads have been neutralized, silenced, threatened. And Yogi traditionally had a private army of stormtroopers. I mean, his own followers, known as Youth Brigade, Yuva Sena. And
they were called Hindu. Hindu Yuva Vahini, that is what the name
Hindu Yuva Vahini. Hindu, you are right, sir. Hindu Yuva Vahini. And he was supposed to dissolve it, but it was not dissolved. It remained unofficial as his own private army. And now
it's almost defunct. It's almost defunct. At the moment, it is
almost
looking very low.
The name only, but his men are very active, especially in contentious areas on minority issues, even in Sambal. So, his own personal band of followers, they are very much intact. And they may not be working in the name of Hindu Yuva Vahini, but he has his own following.
Yes,
and
Sharadji,
secondly, unfortunately, what I observe is that he is becoming popular in villages.
Right.
I
okay.
went to an area.
I just want to point out from the question that you had asked, Mr. Sivaraman, that whether Yogi Adityanath's mutt, which is Gorakhnath mutt, does it have a camp? I don't think they have been traditionally, and they are not a part of the akhadas at all. So I don't think the Yogi Adityanath's Gorakhnath mutt has a camp there.
The chief minister will have.
I went there. I didn't see Gorakhnath mutt camp there.
Right. Okay. So that's a different from. I actually read it somewhere that he has his own camp or something. Maybe the chief minister.
That is a CM camp. CM camp.
Okay.
He's the chief minister. So
right. So coming to you, Sunita.
But he could be having. I'm sorry to interrupt you. He could be having. I'm not sure about it, because a lot of religious organizations, Hindu religious organizations, which are not a part of the Akhada, are allotted camps there, land for camps. There are number of people, a whole lot of people, including those who come from abroad, Indians.
All right. Okay, so Sunita, I'll come to you now for the concluding comments. That at the end of Mahakumbh, it's very clear that Yogi is trying to outshine Prime Minister Modi. And I'm sure he will not take this lightly. So at the end of Mahakumbh, How do you see the dynamics playing out between Yogi and Modi if Mahakumbh has become the launching pad for him?
By that time, I think daily results will be out, and the center will weaken further if Kejriwal wins. The type of freedom suddenly Yogi has started enjoying and displaying, that shows that from somewhere he has got some freedom, and the center is not controlling him the way they used to control him earlier.
True.
And that is very clear that, I'm more interested in the resolutions that will be passed by the Akhada Parishad and the VHP. They are very important. They have a lot of political significance. And as I understand, they are tilted in favor of Yogi. And as Mr. Subramanian was saying, those Hindu Vahini guys or his trusted men are in touch with all of them. I think they are the ones who are preparing the resolutions. We'll see Yogi's hand also in them. So his removal or his continuation, I think we'll have to wait for Mahakumbh to be over. Till then, he'll take dupkis. What else is there? But the government is right now at a standstill. The entire machinery is focused on Kumbh, which is to some extent true, but there are other things also happening in the state. It's a very huge state. The chief minister or the machinery can't be spending the day and night for a month only at Kumbh. Well, you have to run the government. There are other things also which they have to do. But having said so, let's see. But definitely, Yogi is becoming bigger and bigger, and difficult for the Gujarat to remove him. If they don't do it now, then it will be very difficult.
Okay, so
he's going to hold a cabinet. He's going to hold a cabinet meeting in Kumbh, by the way.
Yeah. Wow.
He's
going lower levels every day.
Yeah, Indira Gandhi had done it in Raebareli. Such things have been done in the past. So
no. Doing it in Raebareli is different from doing it in Kumbh. This is using the religious platform.
Very interesting insights coming from all of you. There's going to be a cabinet meeting which Yogi is going to hold. Akhada Parishad is going to come out with its resolutions tilted in favor of Yogi. So lots to look forward to over this 45 days period of the Mahakumbh. And I don't know when we will get to take the holy dip. I don't know whether the sins will be washed away or not, but Ganges surely is in the focus. Thank you so much.
We need to do some go and take.
Most worrisome part is Yogi is becoming very popular in villages.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm in touch with many people.
Yeah. So we'll end the show here. Yeah. Thank you so much, Sharad Pradhanji, Sunita ji, Shivramanji. Thank you so much for joining. And one appeal to the viewers who are watching this discussion: subscribe to our channel, send us your feedback, and stay tuned to The Federal.